All right. Okay. So this is introducing to you what Python is. Okay. Now the question is, what is Python? Python is a high-level interpreted programming language known for its simplicity and readability. Python was created by Theodore van Rossum and first released in 1991 as history says. Python has become one of the most popular programming languages worldwide, and its design philosophy emphasizes code readability, which allows programmers to express concepts in fewer lines. But the most fascinating thing about Python is its key features. Python is one of the easy to learn code with easy syntax. It's versatile because Python can be used for various applications, including web development, data analysis, scientific computing, and so on. It's also an interpreted language. What does it mean? It means Python code is executed line by line, which makes debugging very easy because your code is not run or executed randomly. Python is also dynamically typed, okay, because you don't need to declare the type of a variable when you create one, such as what maybe Java would do for you, but Python is a dynamically typed. So I will explain that to you as we move on in the course. Then also we will have Python having what is what extensive what library means that you have a vast library you can make good use of. Okay, good use of. All right. We've gone through the installation process of Python, so I will not go over here with you. If you have it, you can go through the 2 pages and then we go. Now, learning how to write our first Python program. I mean, we already did it. The hello world is one most common way of introducing Python to us. So to have our first Python lesson, we use the print hello world. Okay, we're going to explain to you what this actually means and what it does in our previous what lesson. Okay, so the most important thing we have to also know is what commenting in what in Python. So when you run this as enter plus and shift plus enter, the code will be printed at print hello world. Okay, so the print hello world is used to display an input text, okay, from onto the word the console. Let's look at some basic syntax about Python. Let's see. All right. Let's talk about comments in Python. Now, comments are annotations in your code that are not executable. Okay, the importance of commenting is to make your code more understandable and interactive, okay, so that even you yourself or any other person who picks your code will be able to understand what your code is, debug your code when there is error or bugs when you are not available. Even if you yourself you come back and then pick your code, you say, oh, okay, this line is for this line is for this, okay. So in commenting, one feature that Anaconda can assist us in comment is this. When you click on it, you can use the Anaconda assistance, okay. Click on that one and you can say that it should add comments to certain code. Sometimes no need to crack your brain and then add comments. You can just come here, add comments, and then it will add comments, okay. Beautiful one. That you see, this is a single line comment. I get in it. So we use the single hashtag to initiate a single line comment, okay. Now this prints a greeting, hello world. You see that so if somebody else picks this code, that person will be able to understand what your code is about and what is it achieving. Now we have multi-line word commenting, okay. We have what? Multi-line word commenting. In case you want to write something that spans more than one line, okay, then you use these 3 triple quotation. So you put your whatever text you want to write in the triple quotation. Remember, the comment does not come, it's not part of the code. So when you run this code, you not see this is a single line comment, unless maybe you add it into the print function before it will work. As we move deep into this, you understand what the print function does and how to make use of the print function. But for now, commenting, we have what? Single line commenting, and then we have multi-line word commenting. Multi-line commenting, you use triple quotes to surround whatever explanation you want to do. Then, so when do we use the multi-line? It's when you have an instruction or a question. For example, you say, oh, write a Python code that will print hello world. You want to include the question inside the code, okay, so that somebody who picks it up, this is a question you're answering. Then you use what? The multi-line comment, because the instruction will span more than 2 word lines, okay, or more than one line. So that's what is the difference between the difference between what the how do you call it now alternatively to, you can use single commenting, but it makes your code so much dirty, like unreadable, okay. So you go with the single line. If you want to explain one line of code, and you go to what? The multi-word line, okay. So this is the multi-line commenting and the single line word commenting. Now let's look at some best practices for commenting. In commenting, you have to be clear and concise, okay. Comments should be easy to read and understand. Avoid unnecessary jargon. For instance, this is a single line comment. Just write maybe, let me say this is a, let me just write something for you. Maybe s dot l. This is x dot l comment. To you, you know it is what called a single line comment to you, but it will shock you that in a year time, when you pick the same code you are looking at, you don't understand what SL means. Or if you leave the job, okay, and someone comes to take over, the person find it difficult to read what your code is doing and debug your code or update your code. So avoid unnecessary words, jargon, okay, and be very straightforward and precise. 2. Explain why, not what. Your comments should not explain what the code is doing. You should explain why. why you wrote that code or syntax. So often the code itself explains what it does. Yeah, you see, the code itself is explaining what it does. Print hello world. It means that display hello world on the console. So the code itself, print what, explains what it's doing. Focus on explaining why you made certain choices or how a complex algorithm works. So why did you use this? Why? So it's okay, fine. This prints what, a greeting. Okay. So as we are going forward, missing more codes, you will now understand the um using why but not what. Okay, so you don't let your comment explain what the code is doing, because the code itself explains what it's doing. Just explain why you are using that particular word, syntax or structure, or what will be the output of the code, or what are you trying to do or achieve. The next one is update comments. Keep comments up to date. If you change your code, ensure that the comments accurately reflect the current was logic. Okay. For instance, you want to have a code. Okay. If you want a new cell, use a plus. This plus. Okay. Click on it. Have a new cell. Maybe you say a equals 3. Okay. You have b equals 4, and I said sum. Okay, sum is assigned to a plus b, and I say print. Okay, print sum. All right, good. Now I want to comment, so I don't need to struggle. I'll just go to my Anaconda assistance, and I'll ask it to help me to comment this section for me. So you see that it's going to comment nicely for me. Voila, I have just, when it's done, I only have to what, export it on my this thing, and I'll have my comment. Okay, so I just clean this one. Then you see here, define a variable with a value of 3. See it up nicely. The next line, define variable b with value of 4. Nicely. Next one, calculate the sum of a and b. Over here, see what I was doing. Yes. Now print the sum of the to the console. So when I do Control E, I get what, 7, because 3 plus 4 is 7. Don't worry, we will go into detail about all this one, and this was to explain what our best practice is. Okay, so assuming that I now come here, okay, and update my code. Okay, and I say that a times b, I have to also update my comment to reflect the logic. Alright, so let's see our new comment. I'll click on my Anaconda again because it's my friend now. Come here, add comment to say the code, and our code is there. I'll put it on my screen, and then you see now this one. You see what here? You see this time it says calculate the products. At first it was what, calculate the sum, because I used plus. I used plus over the first. Okay, but this time it says calculate the word product, because I'm using a multiplication. So the code has been updated to reflect the logic or the syntax I'm using. That's one best pattern to use. Then avoid redundant comments. Don't write comment that simply restates what the code is doing. For example, x is equal to 5. Set x to 5 is unnecessary. You don't have to set x to 5. Just explain why the code is like that. Alright, very good. So that is about the how do you call it, best practice of what commenting. Then let's go to a brief overview of the print function. As I said, okay, now the print function in Python. So the print function is in Python is used to output data, okay, to the console or a standard output device, so like the screen. Now the print function is mostly, let's look at this one. Okay, let's come here. Let me have some code here for you. Okay, let me add a line, and let's do this. Let's do for plus um 2. Okay, you see it's 6. Okay, now I'll show you something as we move forward. Okay, but let's look at this one, the same code. Let's look at this one. Like, let's go back over here to this code. Let's say that let me comment this particular one from there. Okay, and then let me also comment the print function. Okay, and let me run this code. Control enter. You see I didn't receive any output. Why? Because this code is now working as an interactive code section. So you need the print function to be able to output this result for you. But this one we did 4 plus 2, just like a logical operation we just did, and Python will be able to also print it out, because the interface of this one can also give you this, okay, as an arithmetical operation. Okay, that's what it means. But in normal term, we use the print function to output what a result onto a screen. Okay, onto a screen. Now, so the system of Python is print whatever object is, and then, like as I said, print what the sum, because the sum over here is a variable that is containing what the product of A and B. Okay, I can say that I can also do this. I can go ahead and then say print, and I'll put the arithmetic over there. A times B, I get the same result 12, because I'm printing this as A times B, the same output. But here I've stored A times B in the sum. So when I call the sum, it would evoke what the product of what A times B over there. You will get to know this as we move forward. Then also, so I think this is where our introduction to Python lesson ends. Okay, I'm going to back, and then I will take your questions, and then we will see what we can do. It's questions and answer time. You can raise your hand and then ask your question, and then let's move on. We have some few minutes to end this particular class. Yes, any question? All right, I can see we are all okay. It's good to see us all being okay over here. So just have 15 minutes to go back. I will not go ahead to with the next class, because I said it's 1 hour. So I would like to end here. If you have a general question you want to ask, you can do that. But the class is ended. Thank you so much. If you have anything to ask, you can do it.